On today's episode of iFilmmaker, we are breaking stuff. Welcome to another episode of iFilmmaker. My name is Ariel Martinez. Mr. McCoy is with us once again. And you were having some issues just now with your audio. What's up, bud?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oops, I think I'm even too loud right now. Hold on, let me bring my levels down a bit.
Are you coming in hot? Sometimes you come in hot, man.
Yeah,
yeah. What's weird about that is that it's hard. I can't even tell that you're coming in hot until I see the sound waves from your file.
How was I last time?
They were still peaking, but like I said, I didn't see that it was. I mean, I didn't hear that it was bad or anything like that. So, I guess we gotta. But you're saying that you have the levels on your H6, on your Zoom H6, pretty low.
At the moment, they're sitting at 3.5. So
and mine is sitting at almost 6 right now.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I think there's something wrong with my Mac. I mean, the amount of times that this thing keeps crashing, and I've taken it into the Apple Store, and they keep telling me it's fine. And then I start trying to use Final Cut again, and it crashes. And a lot of the time, I've only got 1080p files. I'm not even shooting 4K.
Right.
I mean, there's just the numerous amount of errors on this computer. I mean, even as we set up this podcast today, I had to turn my H6 on and off like multiple times. It wasn't even reading an XLR to try 2 XLR cables. I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah. And there's only so many times you want to take it in. They tell me nothing's wrong with it, but I'm like, keeps on seeing like the main problem keeps on like coming down to the fact it's a crappy Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gotcha. I mean, I can imagine that they check every single feature in the Mac when you send it in. Like, I mean, every single feature. Like, there's just too many.
No, it's one of those things as well. It's like, what do you tell them? Like, you're like, well, there's problems on everything. You know, it just crashes all the time. So they check a couple of things and they're like, it's fine. You know, they got some tech in the back doesn't really care. So and they just hand it back to me. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they get a lot of those requests to look into their product.
Well, so today I'll try and pay even more attention. And we're going unprotected today. Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, man. We got rid of the pop filters. We agreed that they are very they're very bothersome when you're trying to maneuver on your desk. I know it is for me for sure. So I've been trying to experiment, and then we finally found this switch in the back of the microphone that would actually help out with the popping.
So I think I changed my switch. I don't know which one. I don't know which way I went.
If you look at my mic here, if the black thing is pointing up, the switch should be pointing down.
Okay, yeah, I got the same way then.
Cool. Yeah, so we're good.
I hope.
So I've been thinking about the new setup, let me start with this. I made another rookie mistake on our last episode. I used the card, the same exact SD card, unformatted, that ruined one of our earlier episodes, like a couple episodes ago. It ruined the video file. It corrupted it completely, and it was basically unusable. And then for those people that watched the episode on YouTube, they saw for like a full-on hour was just basically no footage of me and just in text saying sorry that this file got corrupted, and I couldn't use the video file. And I went and did the same mistake, forgetting that was the same SD card that ruined the first one. I went and used it for our last episode. And again, it corrupted the video file. And I'm like, man, and this time I used one of my faster ones, one of the Lexar. It wasn't a Lexar, by the way. It was a SanDisk that got ruined. It was, here, let me...
I use SanDisk all the time. I don't know what you have a problem with. I've never had a problem with on my SanDisk one.
It's this little SanDisk one.
Okay. It's 80 megabits though.
It's one that, here, let me show it to the audience here. It's one that I got from Walmart one day. I just needed it.
I was actually about to ask you, did you get that from Walmart? Because I bought something like that from Walmart, and they were the silver ones. And to this day, I've like run away from them. Like I've been scared of them. Like,
yeah. I think if I format it and then I should have just formatted it from before.
Wait, how many megabytes is it? 16? Was it?
No, it's 80. It's 80 megabits.
No, it's like how big is the actual card?
Oh, 64.
Throw it away. If it's corrupting, I'd be too scared.
Well, I'm gonna run some tests on it. Maybe I just need a simple format. I haven't even formatted it since the last time. I've been using it perfectly. I mean, it's just one of those.
Except for the last 2 times.
Yeah, exactly. Up until that time. But anyways, so because of that corrupted file, I had to basically thankfully I record our conversations through a software in my computer, which also records video and audio for both of our conversations. So I just basically ended up using my webcam shot, right? And I gotta tell you, I actually liked the angle that I had.
Wait, from the webcam?
Yeah, from the webcam. So now
what I've been saying for a while now. I'm like, why don't we just use that? You're like, no, let's use our cameras. Yeah.
No, and that's where I'm getting at. Like I like the angle, but I don't like the quality. Like I wish it's gonna be a huge downgrade. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna actually find a way. I'm gonna mount my A6300 right onto my, on top of my wall right here that I have right behind my monitors. And I finally found, and I don't know why I couldn't find it before. I finally found a capture card for my Mac Pro tower that uses the USB port. So basically, I can go from my A6300 Mark 0, my A6300, and take the HDMI directly into that capture card, and it'll send, and then connect that capture card via USB to my computer, and then it'll recognize my camera as a webcam. Okay. Does that make sense? Kinda. So it not only does it give me the better angle, but it also eliminates the need for me to then grab my SD card and then import the footage and whatnot. It's basically being recorded with this program that I already use. You know what I mean?
Not really, but I'll wait to see you do it.
Basically, all right, just basically think about this. Just switch my webcam with the A6300 and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all it is. And it's going to be recorded with this audio baked in. So there's no syncing in post.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'll show you. Yeah.
You were saying you like the angle of it where it was in front of the computer better.
Yeah, like this angle that you're actually seeing me from right now. Like this will be my A6300, maybe with my
side angle. Was this side angle not good?
The side angle's good. It's cool, but I don't know. I kind of like it looks like normal conversation webcam stuff. I don't know. It's just
agree.
An idea.
Well, we're probably gonna have to do a lot of that when I'm in Asia because the fact that it will be able to even get like decent streaming is going to be difficult, and for me to upload larger files to you from Asia, it's gonna be tough.
And I think and that way it also, and if you do the same thing, we can also eliminate you sending me some heavy files. You know what I mean? Everything's already recorded on my computer with the audio baked in, so it's just gonna eliminate a lot of extra steps that we're taking right now.
Well, for today's podcast as well, I'm actually recording our conversation through Skype Call Recorder. And so nice. Is that what you use as well?
I'm using it is a Skype call recorder, but I'm using a program called Ecamm.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, Ecamm Movie Tools. Cool. Yeah, so we both have a backup just in case.
Yep.
So yeah, that's cool. So I was looking into wall mounts and whatnot, but I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just going to Home Depot, just get a 4x2, a small piece panel, nail it on the wall, and then use one of my grip clamps, one of the good, obviously heavy duty grip clamps that has the mount where I can just attach my A6300 on, which is very light anyway. So.
Okay. Wait. Actually, as we're talking about technical things, you can keep the podcast running for a second. I forgot. I got to show you something.
Oh, show me. I got something to show you too. Super funny. So there he goes. Mr. McCoy is walking into his room, and I guess he has something to show me. Let's see what he comes back with.
Okay. As you know, I've been going through my audio technical issues on the A6500.
What kind of technical issues were you having with the audio?
I just didn't like the audio out of the camera. It's just It's just those little pinholes that it's picking up audio from. So as you said, as I was telling you, I want to switch to something smaller. So remember, I told you I ordered this the Sony XLR adapter, which you can see here.
Oh, nice. You got that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So wait, I'll show it to you on this camera here, and then I'll show it on this camera. It's a bit too bright on the side.
Is that the Mark II or the Mark I?
I have no idea.
Is that the one that goes directly onto the hot shoe mount?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So
it's the Mark II.
Now, all excited. Now I did something which I never usually do.
Okay.
So I just have a weird thing. If I've decided I'm going to use, if I'm actually gonna use them, I don't like renting stuff. I very rarely rent. I'll just go and buy it. Yeah. I mean, generally by the time I've decided I want something, I've researched it enough on YouTube, I'll go and buy it. And I usually always, as I was saying in the last episodes, for reasons of that SD card, I always buy new. Yeah. And I try and go, especially because I know I'm going to be using it on professional shoots. I'm like, forget it. I'll just go buy it brand new. And I'll go buy it from a store like B&H or Adorama or Film Tools or Amazon. And so I check out the price, and I was actually going to order it from B&H, but because I was in Wisconsin, I wanted it to be delivered fast. And sometimes B&H is like 2-day delivery. It wasn't. I remember it was like a Monday, and it wasn't for some reason. Even like, well, it was Tuesday actually. Their 2-day delivery wasn't going to get there until maybe Saturday night if I was lucky. And you could pay express, and I was like, wait, hold on, let me jump on Amazon, and because I got a Prime account, I was like, oh, I can get 1-day shipping. It'll be here, the next day.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, that order failed to go through, and I had to get it shipped here to New York. So I ended up using Prime anyway, had it delivered here. As I said on the last episode, I got it through Amazon Prime. But I saw on Prime, I could actually buy it secondhand. Now, brand new, this little kit was, it's $595 or $600. I could buy a secondhand one, which said it was in perfect condition, for $425. I was like, you know what? I'll just buy the secondhand one. Who cares? This says there's no damage or anything. Now look how I get it in this nice little case.
But by the way, I think you're coming in a little hot.
Ooh.
Still. So
still just bringing it down.
Yeah. Okay. Now I can actually hear it.
So now I'm at 2.5.
There you go. Yeah, you sound good now.
All right. And my headphones, for some reason today, I can barely hear it.
Really? Yeah. Check the settings on the Zoom H6 because I know that's a separate setting.
No, I have.
On the side where you plug in your headphones.
No, I have. I'm usually coming in at like 48. Hold on.
I keep the volume on my headphones at 80.
Well, I usually am at like 48, and that's really loud. Now I'm at 60. Yeah. You're
at
80?
Yeah, I'm at 80 on my headphones.
Oh, okay. I'm at 68 now. Anyway, so it comes in this nice little bag as well.
Nice.
You get this nice little case. I'm like, oh, everything looks nice. I was a little bit surprised when I ordered it off Amazon. It actually just came in this box delivered.
Okay.
I was like, all right, it's a bit strange that they've delivered it just in this box. And I was going to say, who was the company? Make sure I get this company's name. Glymph, Glyph. I don't know.
They're the ones that sold it to you?
Yeah, from North Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm like,
okay.
All right, cool. I was like, a bit strange they just left this at the door. I mean, anyone could see what it was. Yeah.
No way. It came like that? Like that wasn't in the box? That was the actual box?
Yeah, like this was it. This was the box it was delivered in its actual box.
Oh my gosh. That's so dangerous.
Look, they just put a sticker on the front.
Oh no.
I'm like, okay, random. First of all, random. And then, right, so then I get it. I'm like, okay, cool. Wait, what did I do with the money? Oh, isn't that nice? Like, oh wait, what's that electronic piece just dangling out there?
No.
What's that?
Oh, dude.
I'm like, I'm sure that, I don't know if you can see on that front camera.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
It's like somebody has like put it in the hot shoe or their cold shoe and just snapped it.
Ripped it off.
I'm like, why is it? I'm like,
is that how it was delivered to you?
Literally like that. And I'm like, are you joking? Like anyone that would even just like check, like would see that this thing is broken. And then they obviously knew, like, look, it's
that came in that bag.
Yeah, because you could see the parts broken off, and like, I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, how are you sending me something like this? It's already snapped and broken. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Like, man, what a sketchy company. And it just leads to my other reason why I never buy secondhand stuff, because then you get it delivered and it shows up exactly like that.
But
and
this was via Amazon, right?
Yeah, via Amazon. Yeah.
Well, good thing, because I'm pretty sure Amazon is definitely going to rectify the situation. They're usually good at that, huh?
You got 30 days, so I've got to. Just annoying. I have to then go to UPS. I mean, someone could come here and pick it up. You could schedule that, but I was like, I didn't want to be in the middle of the podcast or something and having someone from UPS, so I'll just go drop it off this afternoon. But I mean, just look at that.
That's ridiculous. I've never had that.
I mean, look at that. You could just see. I don't know if I could show my camera there.
Man, that's horrible.
It's just hanging out, so just totally snapped off. And the fact that they put it in this plastic bag and shipped it, I was like, well, you obviously...
Now, let me ask you, did you check the ratings on the seller on Amazon?
Yeah, 5-star.
Out of how many people?
It was a few. I can't remember. So... I mean, whoever
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so anyway,
did you check the description? How much did you get that for?
$4.25, down from $5.95. So I was like, okay, secondhand. It just said it had the box, it had the case, everything. And it was as new. So I was like, all right, well, yeah.
As new?
Yeah. I'm like, well, it is as new. I mean, there's not a scratch on it besides the snapped part.
Technically, they can break it on the first use and still claim that it was used only once.
I don't even know how you could see the part of the hot shoe.
That sucks.
It's like someone didn't know how to take it off a hot shoe and unscrew it. And was just like, ah!
And they just ripped it off.
Yeah, so
that's horrible.
I was like, I don't think a chip like that should be dangling.
Definitely gonna give them their first 1-star. Not even if you could go 0-star review.
Yeah, so
that's horrible.
I was just like, man, that's kind of fraudulent, especially that they put this in a little plastic bag.
That's ridiculous.
Like that. I mean, it makes you think what's the point of ordering from these companies?
I've never, and I actually do buy several things, several products on eBay. And I make sure that these guys have, it has to be at least 97, 98% positive ratings out of thousands upon thousands, and I've never been steered wrong, You just got to make sure of that. That's crazy though. That's why I was asking you, check the ratings, and 5-star doesn't always mean the best. You have to check how many people have rated them 5 stars.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. That's unheard of.
I seem to have a lot of things breaking like that on me lately. Yeah.
Now I hear you low.
Yeah, see, something's wrong with this. Something's wrong with my mic, because now I can't even hear you in my headphones. So
really?
I can hear you. I can't hear me.
Oh, yeah. Now I hear you really low. Now you can turn that thing up a little bit.
See, I don't know what's going on. And I'm right into the mic.
Wow.
I don't know what's happening with our audio today.
Maybe you have to. It's time for that upgrade, man.
And this computer's only a year old.
Oh, that sucks. Dude, you just have all the malfunctioning parts, man.
Oh no, come to me. Wait. Let me show you my. Hold on. Let me show you the other small HD thing. Hold on.
Mr. McCoy just unfortunately gets bad products. I don't know how. I've never had that issue. Knock on wood over here. But we'll see what he has to get. What you got there, bud?
Today is like an episode of Show Me What Broke. Yeah. See what this is?
That looks like an SDI connector.
Yes, it's the small...
Don't tell me that's from your camera.
That's the small HD connector.
Is that the input?
Yeah, that's the input, man.
Did you pull on the cable?
Was taking it off, and the whole thing just snapped.
It stayed on your hand?
It just snapped as I was taking it off.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
Are you kidding me?
How long have you had that monitor for?
That's the cable. You actually recommended this part to me.
That's the cable.
That's just the cable. That's in the cord. It's the. I've actually bought another one. I just can't find it right now in my sea of mess behind me.
Yeah, when I got it, let's see. Here it is. This is the new one that I got. This is the one that our
From
friend
who?
John had over at Wadapalooza. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see your one. Yeah, but my one was actually more of a. It's like mine's a gold one. Is yours from Small HD?
No, no, no. This is not from Small HD. This is like one of those third party brands.
Okay. Now this one is specifically a Small HD, and just
Okay.
me twisting it off, like taking it off the actual Small HD monitor. I can't remember if it was on the monitor. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was twisting it off, and then it just snapped,
Wow.
snapped right at the tip, like clean off. So I'm gonna see if I can go return that. Yeah.
So it snapped. It
It
didn't
snapped in my hand. Yeah.
Oh man.
It was just weird. I was like, I've never had like the whole point of SDI cables is supposed to be a little bit more sturdy. I know these are the thinner
Exactly.
cables. These aren't.
But it wasn't an issue of the cable though. It was an issue of like the metal piece at the end of the cable,
Yeah, the connector.
the connector part. That's supposed to be the secure part.
Yeah, so that's a bit strange. So I got to try and return that. And there's a reason why I have a second. I don't even know why I'm buying Small HD products now because everything there.
You got the lens, the screen hood.
Yeah, because look what happened as well. Like for putting the screen hood on and off all the time. I mean, I don't know if you can see that there. It's
Oh my goodness.
that started to snap off. Show my camera.
I think some gaff tape would have done, dude.
Yeah, I know,
Those-
but the thing is, if these, so I bought a backup just in case, and like I said, I didn't even pull out my Ronin on the last shoot, so I actually didn't need this. But usually, if I'm in broad daylight, I can't. There's no way I can see my monitor when I'm on the Ronin on shooting sporting events without this. So I bought it as a backup, and if it totally snapped off, I didn't want it to be flailing in the wind as I'm chasing after athletes. So
For those of you listeners that are listening on iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud, we apologize. We did not plan to be showing a lot of things on camera, but if you want to see all of Mr. McCoy's broken products, go ahead on YouTube and just watch this episode and maybe get a little laugh or learn a little lesson as to what not to do, how not to order, or how not to treat your products.
Well,
All
I
right,
mean,
back to you, sir.
Well,
Go
thank
ahead.
you, thank you. But these were things that were not my fault. This was just like putting it on and off. Because you have to actually snap it onto the.
That's
the camera.
for your 7-inch monitor, right?
Yeah, and I saw you have something different. I was going to ask you because I had not opened, as you can see, my backup Small HD one. Because I am not happy with Small HD's accessory products.
Hold on a sec.
Sure. So I'll just keep talking while you're gone. But as I was saying, I do like Small HD for their monitors, and I think they make great monitors, but their accessories have just not lived up to expectation. I mean, these could be products that are easily fixable. So fortunately, I bought all this stuff from B&H, so I'm going to go take it back there this week and see if they will exchange it for me. And if they do, then I'll be happy. But not the best run with a lot of these products.
So I've been back and forth with that Small HD hood that you just showed me, and man, that's not cheap. That's what, $80?
It was 65, I think, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You have that's a much cheaper price. I didn't see that price.
I just bought. Well, that was when I bought this originally. I think it was about 80, 85. It might have come down just recently because I just bought it when I was on my last shoot.
Right. Let me see what.
But I'm hoping I don't need this. And I saw you had one on. You had a picture up the other day, and you're using a wooden camera.
Yes.
And I love wooden camera stuff.
$70. $70.
Okay.
Wait, yes,
for
$70.
the Small HD
700 series.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
HD 700 series.
Yeah, it's $70. And then the one that I got is this one. It's still on my monitor. I could take it off, but here. I actually have some gaff tape on the top because there was a little bit of light leaking on from the top. So I just covered it up with gaff tape. Very simple fix.
But I do get that. I get light leaking on the sides of this. It doesn't fit.
Oh, really? So it doesn't fit perfect.
I mean, it does, but look at it. It's like a scuba like a scuba wetsuit type material.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, so another reason why I went with this, that's the thing. Another reason why I went with this one, it's a generic one that I can put on any 7-inch monitor, is because sometimes I also use my Odyssey 7Q Plus, and obviously I would have paid $70 just to have it on one monitor, not the other. So I
How much did
needed
you
one
pay
that
for
was.
one?
So this one was, I think, like $35-$40.
Ooh, that's much better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, and for what it does, it's really really good. Um, here it is. Oh, it's making me log in again. Come on, B&H.
And actually, let me. Well, I don't even be bothered to show you, but see
What's up?
the issue with the small HD, there's these little rivets in the back there that kind of clip in.
Yeah, yeah,
Not sure if you can
yeah.
see it
That's
here.
yeah. And also, like, the Odyssey has its own, but it's atrocious in terms of the coverage that you get. And
Well,
I was looking at the one from Convergent Design that they make for their Odyssey, but it's only like the top kind of cover. What are you showing me there?
I'm showing you the rivets. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that clip
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Those are meant to. You know what? I don't think I got this on B&H. I got it on Amazon.
Yeah.
This hood here.
Well, the point of what I was saying, when you with these rivets, it scratches up the edges of your monitor when you're trying to like clip it in.
Of
So,
the actual monitor?
yeah, it scuffs up your edges. So if you're like OCD and meticulous and like to keep the edges of your monitor nice and smooth, the fact that you
Right.
have these clips, you actually have to like, kind of squeeze them in. There's not a nice easy way to kind of drop them in. You have to, and so it scratches the edges in the back of your monitor. I mean, it's only slight and it's only like a bit of the plastic
Right.
that it's scratching, but it just irritates me that I'm doing that when I'm just putting on something. And if I want to resell that monitor in a few years, even someone looks at it, they're like, why are all these scratches on the edges? And you're like, oh, that's from its own product's, hood. So
That's not good.
I think I want to go to the one that you've got. I'm going to return this other one to B&H.
You know what's funny though? I went through B&H and I went through Amazon. And I don't see the order that I placed. It's like I didn't make. Where did I get this?
Well, it's from Wooden Camera. At least we know that.
Yeah, we know. Did I buy it directly from?
I like the Wooden Camera stuff as well. So
Yeah, Wooden Camera has been doing some good stuff. Camera monitor hood. Oh, there it is. But I don't. Okay, yeah, here it is. Why is it $60 here?
what? Which one? Are
I
you
don't
looking at?
remember. Well, I'm looking at the exact one that I bought.
$60. I don't care. If it's, I mean, I already paid $60 for this. I'm pretty sure I paid
Yeah.
$60 for this. For the
Yeah,
new small HD one. I mean,
The
it's
one for
same.
the 5-inch monitors is 60. They're
Wait.
both 60. They're both 60.
I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna return this one because, like I said, I have not been happy, and I'm actually gonna be interested to see how B&H is when I try and return that.
Right. The good thing about this one is that, and I loved using it. It was amazing. It's like, man, I don't want to go back to shooting outdoors without a hood. But the good thing about this one is it actually has Velcro, the soft one, the soft Velcro on all edges. Not for anything, but if you want to go ahead and maybe put some Velcro tape around your monitor, you'll have something to stick it to, So you have that option, and it's nice, and it's the soft one, so it won't hurt your monitor or anything. It won't scratch it, But all I did was just put some gaff tape on the top here, because there was a little bit of sunlight going in through there, and I needed it to all be dark so I can get a good visual of what I was shooting. So there's that. Now that while we're on the subject of new gear, check this out. We're just showing a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, guys. We didn't know that we were going to be showing a lot of equipment here. So yeah, you might want to go on YouTube and see all the stuff we're talking about. I got a new cage.
Oh, what is that? It's like a. Oh, okay. It looked plastic in the minute.
Oh no, sir! This is full aluminum. I think it's aluminum. Pretty sure.
Now I can see into the light. Okay, it's a little bit. It's like, what is it? A little silver cage, or what is that?
It's from Tilta. It's for the A6300 and A6500. So this cage is really, really nice. Really, really nice. It came with the lower bracket here that I can attach to the bottom. Sorry, you're not seeing this. Right here. And then I can put the rods right under there that it comes with. And it also has a top handle, which I don't have with me right now, but it has the top handle. So it's like a full-on cage to really rig this thing out, which I really don't plan to do too much. The interesting, and I didn't even know this, it has a fan at the bottom. There's a fan. So if you want to keep your camera cool while shooting 4K and all that, you know how it overheats?
And wait, how does that work though? Do you have to turn it on?
Yeah, that's a weird part. There's apparently a power thing that you can attach right here.
Huh?
And this is an on and off switch right here. It does not come with the power cable. I don't even know where I would find one. It says DC in 12 volts. That's all it is. So you have to find a generic one. I don't know.
Wait. It's a DC 12 volt. Like,
right.
Oh, I think that's pretty much the same power cord as you get on like any hard drive that you buy that needs a cable. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I could test it out now, but I won't. But yeah.
And so what? Okay. Oh, why did you get that then?
I was looking for something that I also I got it really because I wanted the wooden handle.
Oh.
So when I'm running around, it feels like
who makes that? Is that Tilta or is that by Wooden Camera?
This is Tilta. This is all Tilta. I have the same cage for the A60 for the A7S Mark II, the same exact one, but I don't have that camera anymore. So
put the handle on. Let me have a look at it with the handle.
Yeah, I'm tightening it up here. There we go. This thing is solid, like so solid.
That's kind of badass. Although you got to take those clips. You got to see. You haven't taken your clips off the side of your camera though. Yeah.
No. I actually took it off the camera. If you see there, I took it off the camera and put it on the cage so that I can attach the little straps for my Peak Design strap.
Oh yeah, but do you see? Did you hear that rattling? That's what I hate. Like, you hear that rattle? Shake it side to side. Yeah. See, when you're following something.
No. This, okay. So you see the little fabric part?
Yeah.
That's from Peak Design.
No, I know. I've got the same.
Now, do you see what that's attached to?
That's attached to those annoying clips that when you buy an A-series camera, for some reason Sony has those little metal clips on the side.
Yeah,
which if all of a sudden you go off and shoot a video and you're like, what's that sound banging on the camera? It's those little clips.
Yeah, I know. I've never had an issue with those. Apparently, I guess you have.
Yeah. I have an issue with everything.
But no, I actually wanted to keep those on, but they were not accessible on the camera. So I took those clips off the camera and put them on the cage so that I can actually use the strap. You know what I mean?
That noise, see, listen, rattle that around a little bit. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, if you're going to follow somebody around, that's going to pick up in audio.
Because I've done that before. It's never been an issue for me. And if it is an issue, then obviously I'll take it off.
I'm telling you, that little rattle will be picked up in audio, and you'll be like, what is that noise? That annoying noise that I cannot get rid of. And when I'm like walking with the person, and you'll find it's that rattling. And even on any of the A-series camera, okay, show those little metal things. I'm telling you, the first thing you should do if you got an A7S, an A7R, not the Peak Design strap.
Oh, yeah, I know any of those cameras.
You got to take those. You have to take those.
I actually like
straight
them.
Away. Nah.
Well, if you're running and gunning and you're really reliant on the on-camera audio, or if you have a microphone on the camera, then I guess. But it's never been an issue for me, at least not yet.
I'm telling you, if anyone has one of those cameras, take those things off straight away. So, it's the worst design ever. Like, why put those little like clips on there and then allow them to like wiggle around? So, and they'll hit the camera.
You are the first person I hear complain about that.
I'm saving a lot of people a lot of hassle. As soon as you get like an A6500, an A6000, an A7S, A7S2, A7R. Take that camera out of the box and immediately take those clips off. If you need to actually put a strap on, put it on the bottom, screw it onto the bottom. Because like Peak Design, it actually comes with a little base plate where you can attach the straps to. So you could screw the base plate on the bottom of the camera. Yeah. So
I have another strap. It's from Joby.
Yeah.
That I'm not very fond of because it attaches like that base plate that Peak Design comes with. It attaches to my camera just like that, but what that does is it makes my camera spin on that axis all the time while it's attached, and there is no control to that. What I like about this is that it grabs here and it grabs here and it stays there. It's not spinning around all the time like it does with that other, like it would do with that Peak Design base. That Peak Design base plate. And what I'm referring to is when I'm traveling, I always have that camera, my A6300, strapped around me. Right. And, I'm traveling and I'm going through airports. I'm moving around with my gear. I want that camera to stay in place.
No, but if you're wearing the straps and it's on you, then because it's the actual weight of the straps are holding the camera down, so it's not going to dangle. As soon as you take the strap off, then those little metal buckles on the side hit the side of the camera.
Yeah, most of the time when I'm running gun, I'm usually with the strap on anyways.
Right. So, but then if you take the strap off altogether and then you just handheld with it, those little metal things will click on the side of the camera. So that's what I'm saying. Just take them off altogether so you never have that issue. So.
But you have that issue the most when you're using the on-camera audio.
Of course.
In-camera.
Yeah. But on those things, I mean, a lot of the time you're not using that audio, but there are some times where all of a sudden someone's asked me, I just was using it for scratch audio. And I had those clips on, and they're like, "What's that noise?" I'm like, "Oh, it's those damn little clips."
But it's scratch audio, so what does that matter?
There are times where you have to actually default to it, and then when you default to it, and it's got this banging.
I think the lowest I'll go, the worst I'll go is not even the worst. It's not bad. It's just I'll never use, like, if I know that I need the environment audio, I'll have my Rode Video Mic Pro on my camera, and I've never had an issue there ever. And that's how I go. You don't have a Rode Video Mic Pro?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah. Why aren't you using that?
Because sometimes I'm on the gimbal and I'm running around with that, and I've had that noise off the gimbal, so I just take those little things off. So a lot of the time I'm just shooting it for slow mo. But there has been instances where even at this last shoot at the CrossFit Games where I got told. Or not told, asked, oh wait, actually, can we just grab some of the audio from that camera? And I was like, I wasn't expecting that, and luckily I had taken those little clips off. Yeah,
but that's a different story. If they surprise you like that, but even then, like, I'll always have some sort of external microphone that I'm using when I know if I want to use, especially like when I was shooting at Wadapalooza, I had my NTG4 Plus on my FS5. And when I was shooting with the year before that, I was shooting on the A7S Mark II for the most part. I had the same microphone, the NTG4 Plus, going directly into the A7S Mark II. And that's how I grabbed all my audio. But I'll always have, and even if I didn't have that, I would have used the Rode Video Mic Pro. Like, I'll never ever use the on-camera microphone.
Hey, sometimes
only for scratch audio. Only when I know it's scratch audio.
I agree, but there are times where you have to, and so I say, save yourself the hassle, save yourself the problem. Get rid of those damn clips. Do not use those clips. Do not have those clips on. Throw them out as soon as you buy the camera. Get rid of them. Do not listen to Ariel Martinez.
No, man, I completely I completely
the day they
disagree.
have to actually use that audio.
I need those clips because I keep my camera strapped on my I keep it around me, so I need those clips on there. Without that, I would never be able to.
But you can still add those straps, and you can still put the actual mount on the bottom and strap it to it that way.
How can I add the straps?
Hold on, I'll show you. Let me get you.
Oh, is that circle big enough there?
Hold on, let me show you 1 second.
I don't think that circle's big enough. All right. As he goes and finds that, I guess, example of why he should remove those clips, I just want to add: do not throw things like that away. At least put them away or something. Do not listen to Mr. McCoy at this suggestion. I can never recommend anyone to throw anything away that comes with your camera. You never know when you might need it. Oh, were you listening the whole time?
I unplugged so I could hear you. This is what I'm talking about. So when you buy
that's the base plate. That's the base plate.
The base plate has on, and this is the Peak Design strap, and it has these little holes so you can actually attach.
Yeah.
You can attach it there, so you can screw it in. At the moment, I've got it set up for the Xeon Crane. Okay. You screw this on, so then you attach your strap through this. So that way, as you can see on the side, I don't have anything dangling from the side. See? So there is no noise or anything from the side. So if I have to, my scratch audio, if for some reason you have to use it, and of course you don't want to, it doesn't have these little things dangling on the side with that little noise. So.
All right. Realistically.
Use this. Throw the other piece away. It's one of Sony's worst design features. If those things were noiseless, I would say, okay, fine, use them. Yeah.
I can never recommend anyone to throw anything away. How many times has those clips been an issue for you?
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, 3 times. One's enough.
Oh, wow.
One's enough. You know?
You're probably right, but the more times I see myself needing a strap and wanting to put it on the sides, because again, even with that base plate, I saw that you had 2 straps connected to that base plate. I feel like if I put that on the strap anyways, it's still going to twist and turn around because they're so close. You know, if I put the strap wider in the opposite ends of the camera, and now with this cage it's going to be even wider, it's not going to be turning at all.
Oh no, I've just attached because these are the 3
Right.
cords I have. I've put them there. So
Gotcha.
So when I know if I'm actually using, I'd take one off. Yeah.
And what I like to do, like, again, this is not my main camera. Every time I'm on set shooting, this is strapped onto me. And the reason why it's strapped onto me, because I like to take a lot of BTS shots. So as I'm shooting, as I'm recording an interview, as I'm doing anything, I just pull this out from right behind me, take a quick snap, and just let it go. Let it just keep hanging behind my back. That's how I usually roll.
How much is that cage?
This cage was not cheap. It was $6 and change.
What?
Yeah, man.
That was $600
Yeah.
with the handle.
Everything. Yeah, with everything.
Okay, I guess with the handle, but that's $600.
Yeah, no. It comes with everything. The rods, the top handle. I have a whole box of things that it came with. The side grip, the top handle.
Did you buy that or did they give that to you?
No, I bought it.
I was about to get a cage because when I was on a couple of times when I was on my last shoot with that Canon 300 millimeter that I was shooting on this, a couple of times just for grip wires, I kept on hitting my shutter.
Right.
I've got the dial here set up.
Yeah.
This is what I have for shutter, and I just kept on bumping it when I was moving it around. If I had a cage and a handle, that would have helped a lot more.
Yeah. No, that cage is fantastic. That cage is really, really good. What I do want to look into getting is the A7S Mark II again. I definitely
buy that, or don't you own that?
No. I don't own it. I used to use it a lot. It wasn't mine, but I don't own it. I definitely feel like I kind of need that camera in my kit because that low light performance is something that I feel like I need in my work. And
I think I'm going to buy it myself. I'm not even kidding. After speaking to you the last couple episodes,
yeah,
I think that's essentially what I'm going to buy because you know how I've been going on about lenses and how I'm trying to find a new perfect lens. And
what you're gonna find with that camera is that the full frame is gonna really spoil you. You're gonna see how much more space you have shooting with any lens that you use, starting at 24 to 70. You're gonna see that it's much wider.
No, I know. I mean, I came from a 5D Mark III before.
Oh, okay.
Or this, which I was used to that full frame look. So,
yeah.
But if you're in that Sony framework, I think it also applies to not just to that full frame that you're talking about. Having that camera as well is going to allow you, because a lot of the lenses that we've been looking at, remember I was saying I want a lens that's going to be like a minimum 2.8, and a lot of the lenses that I like, that I was looking at, the Sony was the 18 to 110, their cinema lens, which was the
the digital,
which is like $3,400, but it's f4.
It's f4 point.
But the reason why it does that is because a lot of people are pairing it with the Sony A7S II, because it doesn't matter that you need to, if you're in low light situation, you're in an arena, you're shooting slow motion, you can bump that ISO up much higher.
Yeah, and I've used that lens with the A7S Mark II, and it's not that it doesn't matter, because yeah, you're right, it doesn't matter, but why wouldn't you put it f2.8 if you had that option? People are going to want to get it.
Well, it's just the weight. I think from what I understand, it's like the optics of it. For that lens that we're talking about, that's f4, the 18 to 110, that Sony makes, it's the weight. Supposedly, if you're making it a 2.8, supposedly the weight would be, it would make that lens a lot heavier. Because both versions of that lens, because they have the 28 to 135 in that lens, that was the original one, which was made for the FS7.
Okay.
And so that was f4. And then when they upgraded, the next release of it was the 18 to 110, and that was f4 as well. And their argument, the reason why they've left it f4 was to bring the weight down, but also because a lot of people were pairing it with the A7 series, and in particular the A7S. And so when they're in low light, they can up the ISO. So that kind of compensates. So,
but I wonder if they're able to do it with the 2.8, right? I'm sure that there's a market out there like myself that is willing to overlook the extra weight.
Yeah, I would
to have that. You know what I mean? To have that 2.8, why wouldn't they take that route?
Well, it's one of those situations. I mean, we're always gonna you get the 8. So one of the requests that I wanted, because it was a 28 to 130, or was it 135? I think it was. When you put that on a super 35 millimeter lens like the FS7, the FS5, with the crop factor, it doesn't become 28 millimeters, and so it was a little bit too close. So everyone was like, "Oh man, if they made it like 14, 15, 16 to 18 millimeter, that would be perfect." So then they did that, and then of course, and people were like, "Oh, well, they did that, but it was still f4." And then everyone's like, "Maybe 2.8." So it's one of those things. You can never have the perfect lens, but even if that lens was still, if it was in 2.8, I would pull that trigger straight away.
Yeah, 2.8 really does make it worth it. I love my Canon here. I love my Canon 24 to 105. To me, it's the perfect lens. It is an f4, but that is the reason why, and you can see here, I keep it with my Metabone Speed Booster. It makes that 4.0 a constant 2.8 from 24 to 105. And to me, I love it. And this is the Mark II version of it, which is much better for image stabilization. And I'm in love. Again, I say this all the time. I am in love with the 10 blade iris, because man, that background is really buttery smooth. It just looks really, really crisp. Really nice.
What lens is that again?
This is the Canon 24 to 105.
Oh, f4, right?
Right, f4.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I keep it with the Metabone Speed Booster 2.8.
Okay, so yeah, but I mean, let's say you didn't have that, you just had a regular Metabones, or you had any adapter for the Sony one. If you're on an FS5 or FF7, that's going to f4 is really not going to be sufficient in a lot of lighting environments. But
right, and
if you have the A7S2,
right,
you're
absolutely
ISO, and you're not going to have to worry about it.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And when I was shooting Wadapalooza and any events that it's basically outdoors, I actually do take off this Metabones and I use my Sigma MC11. Which only transfers the electronics. It takes this lens right back to f4 because I'm shooting outdoors in sunlight, so it doesn't matter. But it does gives me, because what the Metabones does is, and I'll show you right here, it has a glass in it that widens out my shot. So it takes that 24 millimeter, makes it basically makes my camera into a wide, full frame camera. Kind of, sort of, right? So a regular 24 is not regular 24 with this adapter. It makes it wider, I think it gives it like, I think it says it here. No, I don't see it. It basically makes like a 24 to like an 18 or something like that, It makes it much, much wider. But
no, wait. Wouldn't it go the opposite way? So wouldn't it make the 24 a 24 if it's in a Super 35? I think that's the premise.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't make it wider than it doesn't. If it's 24, it doesn't make it wider than 24. It makes it 24.
It makes it a true 24. Yeah, okay.
Right.
You're seeing it that way, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, it basically is as if I'm shooting in with a full frame camera. But what I'm trying to say is that when I'm shooting outdoors, putting that I rather, it's a big event. I have that much extra zoom, much more zoom with the regular adapter, even at f4. So,
well, I actually had to email Metabones today and ask them, hey, where do I get it? Where do I get it repaired? Because my Metabones is not working correctly. My Metabone Speed Booster, which actually brings me to the next one, talking about all this gear being broken.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Do you have like a camera store? Like in Australia, I would just take it to my local camera store, which is George's Camera Store on George Street in Sydney, which I used to love to death. They always gave me great deals, and they would always take care of me. And if they couldn't fix it, they knew somebody in the around Sydney City that was able to fix stuff. But I'm now finding there's several things that are broken that are out of warranty. I have to find a go-to guy in New York City that I can send my stuff to. Like, do you have a guy? Do you have a guy or?
So here in Miami, I really don't. Fortunately for me, I haven't had anything broken yet. God forbid, that I had to have repaired right away, or that couldn't easily be replaced. But I have had like lenses broken, not on my watch, but during my time there when I was at Noiseworks. And what we did was we took it to a place here called Pittman Photo. It's on US 1 here in Miami, and basically for I think $300, they fixed the version 1 of the 24-70 2.8 for Canon. And they fixed that camera, they fixed that lens. It was really good. I mean, and they might be even willing to fix your stuff if you ship it out to them. I don't know. You give them a shout. I don't know, maybe.
No, but I'm like, man, I'm in New York City. Come on, there's got to be a good place.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I found a couple places. Actually, maybe if any of our viewers or listeners,
if you guys know of anything, let us
Manhattan
know.
Or Brooklyn,
okay,
a good camera repair shop. I'd love to know a place that I can go to that fixes lenses, because a lot of the stuff that happens, I'm definitely not sending my stuff back to Tamron again. Yeah.
Right. You'll find the manufacturers of these products. You would think that they would take more care of you, or at least take care of their stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sending like that was when I had the Tamron lens broken. I sent it to them and they sent it back to me, and there were still problems on it. So,
wow.
But yeah, there are small things that I'm happy to pay for, and a lot of them are out of warranty. For instance, like this Metabone speed booster, I'm like, all right, I'm having problems on that.
How did that break?
It's not broken. There's no damage or anything on it. I just noticed when I when I basically put any lens on it, it doesn't register on the camera, or I'll have to take it on and off multiple times. I've updated the firmware.
Oh, do you know that there's a button right here?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, you pressed that button.
Yep, I pressed the button. It was working. It was working for a while. I did notice. Somewhere around here somewhere. I did notice that there was this tiny little screw in the side of it that actually connects to the glass. So if you take your Metabone speed booster, take that out, have a look at it.
Okay.
Okay, and actually look on the back and look around the edges, and you'll see there's a little screw that connects. No, to the actual glass.
Oh.
To the glass. Look at the glass.
Yeah, I see it, but it comes out from the outside right here.
Right. I noticed that screw was loose. Okay, see how it touches the edge of the
glass.
Of the glass.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so I noticed that was loose, and then I noticed that there was focusing problems, and there was electrical issues on it when that was loose. So I tightened that up, and then a couple times that seemed to solve the issue. But
right.
The way it is at the moment, if I tighten it up now, it just spins. It doesn't get any tighter, doesn't get any looser, and I'm not sure if that's the issue, and I'm not sure if it just caused a lot of problems, and then it caused a lot of flicker on the camera, so the electrical is not connecting.
It's not. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. So you might want to get that checked out. But you know what? I highly recommend you take a look into the that's for the speed booster, and if you want something for that, then you got to get that fixed. But you know what I really enjoy? When I sometimes I get hired for photography gigs, like for Burger King. I do jobs for Burger King for photos. Go figure. But they ask me for photography. So what I do is I take my A6300. I'm not going to take it with the kit lens. So I pull out my Sigma MC11 and attach it to this 24-70. I mean 24-105, or I mostly use the Sigma 18-35 f1.8. That autofocus is blazing fast, even with that adapter, and with this lens as well.
Wait, which adapter is that? It's a Sigma adapter?
The Sigma. I'm actually using it on the FS5 right now, but it's really, really good. Like for autofocus transferring, I can't say the same for the Metabones, even though they came out with the firmware for the Metabones, either the speed booster or the regular one that transfers the autofocus capabilities of all the cameras to the lenses and whatnot, which is good. It's a good update and it works.
It doesn't work very well though.
Not very well. For sure not
video.
For video, not very well, but it's still there. But I would even say it's not even usable.
I don't know.
I would say
it's not usable.
It's not.
You can, as a professional, try and use that.
No. But for the Sigma MC11, I would say yes, very usable.
Interesting. All right.
Check that out. It's only $250. It's only $250.
But it's just the adapter, right? So it just allows me to connect. Like I can connect the
Sigma and Canon is what it really
promote.
E-mounts. You're right. For Canon E-mount, it connects Canon E-mounts, right, to Sony bodies.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a really good adapter to take a look at because of the electronics on that. So
interesting. Well, I still haven't got a reply back from Metabones yet. So yeah,
hopefully they take care of you, man. And if not, I find it strange that B&H would not know of any place.
Well, I just went because of my warranties, because I bought it like 2 years ago, so I know it's not.
Yeah, try asking the people over at B&H.
Like I said, I have not had the best customer service experience with B&H. I am not a fan of their customer service. In fact, I'll go far as to say they have the worst customer service that you can experience over there. So, I mean, I buy everything through them and Amazon, but just because they're close and just because they're there. But they've just got too many people. I would love to actually have a good experience with them. I mean, actually, I did have one return experience where the guy was decent. Yeah,
you're right.
And I said he was.
I actually had a return experience with them where they were trying to charge me, and I guess it's reasonable. They were trying to charge me $50 to return an item.
What, for restocking? It was a restocking fee.
I guess, but I understand it was a big item. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was, but it was quite a large item that I was trying to return, and whatever. I talked my way into them absorbing that that it's not a restocking fee. It was actually the for the shipping. So they sent me the label. They paid the $50. But they hooked it up, but I do understand why they would do that. I mean, they can't just accept every $50, $60, $70 return, but they should do a better job of making it clear that we'll take the return, but you have to pay the shipping. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that goes to my core point. I've not had the best customer service experience.
Yeah.
So especially on my last trip with them, I mean, I can't even be bothered getting into the story of what took place, but they ended up saying they were so bad. They were like, all right, we'll give you like a $25 credit that will be in your account. That will be, as soon as you log in, it will be sitting there. And still to this day, I still cannot find the supposed credit that has gone anywhere. So yeah, B&H, you need to sort out that customer service. So at this stage, not a fan, but for some reason, I'm like a group.
At this point, I mean, we're still endorsing them apparently.
I just go to them out of convenience because I'm in New York City. I should probably start shopping way more at Adorama or somewhere else.
Somewhere, yeah. I always forget about Adorama. B&H is just so like natural for me to go to now to check on prices and specs on different products.
Yeah, not for customer service. You want some good customer service, do not go there. Well, that's at least what I have found.
I usually only deal with their website, really.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways. You know what's funny? I had a completely different agenda for this episode, but it seems like we've already picked out our topic for this one.
What was that topic? I didn't even know.
We're supposed to talk about. I guess we'll leave it for next episode. We're supposed to talk about how we've lost clients, or how we've basically shunned clients from our clientele. But we'll leave that for another episode. But I think that this was really good. How not to break your stuff.
I don't know. I don't think we explained how not to break anything. I think we
no. This is everything we showed today. I think for the most part is normal wear and tear, for the exception of your Sony audio unit there. That was just
the XLR K2M is what it is.
K2M. Yeah. That was just really, really bad.
Which I'm about to go now and return. I'm going to go to a UPS shop and ship it back to this sketchy Amazon dealer.
Right, and I'm sure Amazon will make sure that you get your money back.
I mean, that was just like the most ghetto shipping ever. I even put in that little thing like, if anyone had bothered to even open the container, look at it, like you wouldn't have sent that out. But I think they were trying to pull some sketchy fraud, I mean, like, they know it's secondhand. You'd think you'd take a quick look at it, and it was, I mean, the fact that was dangling out the bottom, like, come on.
That is pretty insane. Well, anyways, I think that wraps up. That we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's episode. Again,
wasn't much
so
of an episode.
sorry.
Wasn't much of an episode. Wasn't really much of an episode today. Yeah.
I think it was a good episode.
All right. At least it was better than last. I'm surprised you even got me to do the last episode the other day. I was so out of it. I've been sleeping for the last 3 days. I had that flu.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Well, yeah, I'm feeling better now, but like, I'm not kidding. That was a bit of a daze what I was doing at the time. I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was feeling really sick. I was coming down with that flu. Maybe it was just a man flu because I'm all right at the moment. But no, I was actually really sick doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. I get those all the time. Whenever I have those really tough weeks where whether I'm traveling or not, or I just have a week that it's just jam packed with shooting and editing, mostly shooting. I do tend to come down with a cold or something because I just don't give my body the proper sleep that it needs, and I don't recover, and I'm waking up. There were 3 days in a row one time where I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. This was recent. I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get to my shoot, and that was really rough. As soon as that week was done, I just came down really hard with a nasty sickness.
Well, I still have a pretty bad cough, as I just turned down the audio on my mic so you wouldn't hear me.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You sound great though, man. You sound like you're up and about.
Up and about. But hey, wait, actually, did we forget? Did you post those questions on the Facebook?
I did forget, man. I did forget.
You didn't post the questions, huh?
I didn't post.
Okay, so we have no questions to answer.
We have no questions to answer.
So everyone can be upset with Mr. Martinez, not me.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So we're gonna try to post more questions. We're gonna try to post more, make more post updates on the Facebook. For those of you that are on following us on Facebook, or now we have an Instagram account. It's called iFilmmaker Podcast, and also we have a domain. It's gonna take you to the same page. It's ifilmmakerpodcast.com. Very simple. If you go there, it's going to take you to the same page where we're hosting the website, which is still my website. We're going to be working on getting a separate, website just for the podcast, and more material that we would like to put in the future. But for now, we're just two, freelancers trying to get this done. And, we're working with what time we have available to us. So, just be patient with that. But for now, at least we have a Facebook. We have a Instagram account, which is at iFilmmaker Podcast, and we have a domain. It's ifilmmakerpodcast.com. If you're following us on Facebook, we're going to be asking you guys for questions to give us whatever questions you want us to answer, and we'll try to discuss them here.
Yeah, that would continually go on about the FS5, A6500, my lens search. I feel like we're going in a revolving circle, but that's my life at the moment. Yeah,
right. It pretty much is. We're just discussing here the ins and outs and like the kinds of obstacles that we face in our line of work, and more specifically the way we work. So,
and I'd love to know what you think, or what anyone thinks about how our unprotected podcast went today. Did you hear too many pops?
Yeah, I think well, you were having issues with your audio. It was kind of going up and down because it actually went back up again. I was going to tell you earlier a second ago to lower that again, but
well, I don't know.
I mean, now I
can't even hear my own audio through these headphones.
Now you're a little too low.
Right. Well, I can't hear anything. I don't know what's
there. You go. You really can't hear yourself?
No, I'm getting nothing back at all. So I can hear you clearly, but I don't hear myself. So
is your that's weird.
Strange.
I think you should just try putting your H6 back to factory settings and go from there.
Okay, I should just get a PC and be done with it.
A PC? I'm working off a Mac, dude. I'm working off a Mac Pro.
That's what I'm saying. I should just get it. I should just quit the whole Mac thing. I had to break up with Canon a while ago. So,
yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't pull that plug yet.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and hit that review button. Give us that good review. We always appreciate it. The 5-star reviews and all that stuff. And we'll read them out here anyways, maybe on the next episode, and we'll say thank you guys for that. But until then, thank you guys for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one.